Back to life, back to reality, back to life, back to reality, back to life, back to reality, back to the here and now, yeah. Show me how
Let's take it back to the 90s, guys. Now, we were born in this decade, but not a lot of us know what actually happened. The start of the 1990s was marked by the collapse of the Soviet Union and the dispersing of its decline regimes in Eastern Europe. This ended the 4-decade Cold War and made the US the only remaining superpower. Yay! Now let's reel it back to America and the presidential elections. After George W.H. Bush Sr.'s presidency, William Jefferson Clinton, also known as Bill Clinton, became president. He was the first baby boomer to ascend the White House. Clinton campaigned on promises to stimulate the economy and reform the welfare system. Now, Clinton had a bad start on reforming. He wanted to end the ban on gays and lesbians in the armed services, but Clinton had to settle for the don't ask, don't tell policy that quietly accepted gays and lesbian soldiers without officially acknowledging their presence in the military, which kind of sucked. However, Clinton's major political advantage was the roaring economy. During his presidency, the economy had sustained the longest period of growth in American history. I mean, people were turning up the money. Unemployment crept down to 4% as employers searched for workers due to the explosive growth of the new internet. With all this success, Clinton had to go and win his image when rumors arose of Clinton engaging in a sexual affair with a young White House intern, Monica Lewinsky. I mean, come on, Clinton. You have a wife and 2 kids. What are you looking for? This led to an impeachment of Clinton due to his lying about the whole affair. However, Clinton was given another chance. He got out easy on that one. Meanwhile, in South Africa, Nelson Mandela, only the greatest leader in Africa, may he rest in peace. Anyways, Nelson Mandela was freed from prison after 27 years. He was then elected as the first black president of South Africa. This marked one of the most glorious moments in the 1990s.
Right now, but if you leave your name and number, we'll get back to you.
Moving on to the social aspect of the 90s, this decade is commonly remembered for its bold fashion statements. The fashion was reflected by turning highly individualistic and countercultural. The 1990s is sometimes called the anti-fashion decade. It paved the way for grunge, retro, and urban styles. These styles allowed the wearer to express individuality by choosing from an eclectic mix of styles. Dressing down became the key for fashion trend of the 90s. The cluttered, over-the-top glamour of the 80s was rejected for the understated clothes, and more natural makeup was advertised, and the jewelry was toned down. Now, the grunge movement was driven by a reduction of consumer image-obsessed style of the 1980s. Young women wore feminine skirts combined with heavy black dot lines. The men wore baggy pants, ripped t-shirts, and flannel shirts. Male piercings were also very popular and spurred the popularity of crop tops that exposed the midriff, and trousers were worn low on the hip rather than at the waist. Will Smith from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, my man, became the trendsetter of urban streetwear with his colorful tracksuits, Zubaz pants, and impressive collection of Jordans. You gotta have some Jordans, folks. All these styles are what set the 90s in motion.
Concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name. He doesn't need his name up in lights, he just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat of the mic.
The 90s sparked the career of the famous Michael Jordan when he and the Chicago Bulls won 6 titles in 91, 92, 93, 96, 97, and 98. I mean, Michael Jordan became a household name. The question is, who didn't know who Michael Jordan was? And if you didn't, Now that's just wrong. The Dream Team was also created in 1992 from the Olympic men's basketball team. Many thought of them to be the greatest team of players ever to play. They won the gold medal in Barcelona, making every American basketball lover everywhere proud.
Wait a minute. Now you wait 1 minute, Uncle Phil. Now, I didn't want to have to do this, but you brought this on yourself.
Well, we all know our favorite TV shows from the 90s, but here are just a couple of examples of the most famous ones. Seinfeld, The Cosby Show, Full House, Friends, Family Matters, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Saturday Night Live, Saved by the Bell, and Boy Meets World. Now, drumroll please, we move on to the best part of the 90s, the music. Personally, this decade showcased the best music of all time, with breakthrough bands such as Nirvana, alternative rock entered the musical mainstream, paving the way for other bands like Goo Goo Dolls, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Foo Fighters, Blink-182, and much more.
If you run my future, forget my past. Lonely mother gazing out of the window, staring at a sun that she just can't touch. If anytime he's in the jam, she'll be back.
Now when we think of 90s music, we think of boy girl band groups, right? Because the 90s is basically when every band group that was out there showcased their abilities. Examples of these was Spice Girls, Destiny's Child, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, and TLC, and a lot more. Moving on to the R&B and hip-hop genre, my personal favorite. We have artists that forever changed the face of music. Whitney Houston.
Take me for what I am.
Aaliyah.
To get to me, what would you say? To have your way, would you give up or try again? If I hesitate to let you in.
Usher. My man Tupac.
Say the black of the better, the sweeter the juice. I say the dark of the flesh, and the deeper the roots. I give a holler to my sisters on welfare. Tupac kids, if don't nobody
struggle, you know what I'm saying? It's all good, baby. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine, hanging pictures on my wall every Saturday.
And that sums up 90s, guys. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you learned a little something about the 90s today.
Way back when I had the red and black lumberjack with the hat to match. Remember rapping Duke? The hard, you never thought that hip hop